Good, you have space.
I'm just waiting for Danny.
Yeah. I am. I'm actually gonna blow it out of the water. Yeah, I'm letting it go. Oh my god. I'm not. I decided in there that I wasn't gonna. Just wait. You're about to see the finest jazz channels. You're about to see it, man. Yeah. It's all about feel. Yeah. I just continue. Right. So the exception you do, right. Just love it. Just love it. Just be loud. Be loud and obnoxious. Right. Sorry.
Does this obstruct?
No. Are you gonna sit there or are you gonna stand?
So, alright, Joel, I think we're gonna do it. Start like this. Yeah, start. So, you guys just start the group at that cat. Yeah, I'll catch you up. Just stay on that till the saxophones come out. As soon as they start, we'll let it. Okay. I'll catch you up. Alright? So, the band comes out, and as soon as the saxophones start playing, we're here. Okay? You good? Okay, you good?
Mm-hmm.
Fails.
Alright. I'll be going now. B flat. Yeah. With all the grooviness, the grooves.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Time for the second half of our performance. My name is Steve Pritcher. I have the very distinct honor and pleasure of directing the Lsc-K College Kingwood Jazz Ensemble this semester. And we are very, very excited to make some music for you this evening. You all ready to hear some jazz? Ready, guys? Here we go. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. just wanted to give those of you who are here tonight just a little bit of background on what it is we do when we play jazz. So one of the key components of playing jazz is that it is musically it's an improvisational art. There is an element of
My phone is on.
improvisation,
Let me take a picture.
and also collectively as well as later. So the first piece that we played tonight is blues, and blues in the United States has a tradition outside of jazz, but in the world of jazz, the blues as a form is what we call, we say it's 12 measures and 12 bars long. So you heard us basically play through that form in several different iterations, and then in the middle of the piece, you saw some of our students stand up, and they were improvising. They were basically creating musical lines on the spot, which if you've never tried to do that before, putting yourself out there and exposing yourself, that takes some guts. So I want to applaud our soloists on that first number. Every single member of the ensemble has a solo in something that we are playing. So we kicked off with the blues tonight. Our next number is sort of a combo number. So we're doing some numbers tonight that are full ensemble, but jazz as an art form is experienced in a number of different ensembles. Everything from the traditional big band to kind of smaller ensembles. So we have several numbers where we're featuring horn trios in the rhythm section. And so our next number is Ensemble by Antonio Carlos Jobim. Jobim's music, and he's a composer, musician from Brazil, whose music was first introduced to the United States in the late 40s, 50s, 1960s. Stan Getz is one of the people responsible for kind of bringing his music to light here in the U.S. A little bit more. But this piece is going to feature solos from Giovanni Sotilli. Giovanni, am I pronouncing your last name right? Sotilli. Sotilli, okay. See, I never had to pronounce it out loud before now. And Nathan Padron on saxophone. So, ladies and gentlemen. One, two, three, four. ballads are sort of slower numbers. Typically they feature sort of rich, thick textures and harmonies. So this is going to have a very kind of a warm, inviting sort of sound. And this particular piece that we're doing is a ballad called Dreamsville by the social poet Henry Mancini. You might also know Henry Mancini. At least I know all the students in the ear training and sight singing 3 class got introduced to Moon River this semester. We almost ended up doing Moon River for this program, but Henry Mancini wrote this tune actually for the detective series Peter Gunn. If anybody's familiar with that series. So this piece is going to feature once again instrumented the drum with saxophone solo. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with Marine Street. We'll follow some lines. Caleb's in tune to take the A train. It's not have a concert without having A train on the program. So while we're getting set up for that, I'm going to take a moment. You see, we have some folks who are kind of we're changing personnel in the rhythm section. We're lucky enough to have not one but two pianists in the ensemble this semester, and also two drummers as well. So playing on about half the program tonight is Mr. Isaac Martinez, who will be playing. And also Mr. Phil Brennan, who's in the wings here on piano. On A train on drums for A train, Mr. Gilbert Alvarez. Miss Joy Montejar, sorry. On bass, Mr. Joel Montejar. I'm going to give that props because he didn't actually register for the ensemble, but he just wanted to sit in on the guitar, Mr. Danny East. So, my folks for A-Train, why don't y'all come on up? And stop keeping the weight. So, featuring on solos to take the A-Train, Mr. Caleb. I'm going to screw this up. Now. I pronounced it one time this semester, it was like 3 months ago. Caleb Nels. And on piano, Mr. Isaac Martinez. All right. Ready to do it, guys? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Blues. And this is a tune after my own heart. This was originally written and recorded by King Oliver, who was a musician responsible for bringing Louis Armstrong to Chicago in the 1920s. King Oliver and Louis Armstrong played together for a number of years. Louis Armstrong was kind of like King Oliver's protege a little bit of the way. Both were trumpet players. And King Oliver wrote this tune in the summer of 1927 and recorded it. And about 3 weeks later, Louis Armstrong and his Hot Five recorded the same song and just sort of blew open the doors in terms of just sort of new frontiers of playing and improvisation and jazz. So this piece that you're about to hear is a very historic piece in the sound of early jazz from the 1920s. And so Giovanni, I want you to come on out front for this. Giovanni's actually going to open with a trumpet solo on this one, and then we get into the tune. But I was speaking before about collective improvisation, and before we moved into a period in jazz where individual soloists would improvise over a tune, it's very common practice in early jazz for sort of the entire ensemble to improvise around the main performer. And so we're not going to hear that from everyone in the ensemble tonight, but you are going to hear near the end of the piece, there's going to be a little bit of an interaction between Giovanni and Mr. Sergio Palacios on trombone. There are going to be some lines that sort of play together with each other. This is very characteristic of that early sound of jazz that originated in New Orleans. So, without further ado, here's the jazz ensemble with the West End Blues. Take it away, guys. degrees for that G flat all semester. And did you hear all the cheers? All right. Okay, we've got a couple more numbers for you tonight. Our next number actually is also a Duke Ellington tune. It's called C Jam Blues. And unlike some of the blues that you just heard, this one has more of a sort of a jazz swing sort of feel to it. It's also called Duke's Place, and we'll do our second to last number here. It's going to feature solos from Mr. Brian Gonzalez and Mr. Sergio Palacios. All right. All right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. After Thanksgiving holidays, we're out, which will be doing Handles Messiah at First Presbyterian Church Kingwood. We have Lsc College Kingwood String Orchestra. We'll be doing their program here, I believe on December 5th. And then Is that Friday after Miller?
Tuesday, the 6th.
Tuesday, December 6th, a good check with Episcopal, the concert choir, and Eagle will be giving their December program as well. So lots of great stuff coming up. We hope you've enjoyed the program tonight. I want to say thank you once again. And guys, it's been a pleasure working with you. I'm looking forward to doing more of this. So our last number tonight is a great tune that actually Giovanni suggested. It's by trumpeter Blue Mitchell. This is a piece called Fungi Mama. And this one is going to rock your socks. It has sort of a calypso feel in it, but it's also a sort of a Cuban rhythms as well. But the band plays it better than I talk about it. So this is our last number. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out tonight. It's been a pleasure, and we'll see you around for the next one. All right, guys, ready to do it? Yeah. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
See, and now it's you guys can breathe.
Yeah.
Remember, no class for us tomorrow in the morning. No.
We haven't got it tomorrow also.
This is a tambourine. Ah, yeah, you can.
You guys like particular about it?
I'm gonna ask her because we have a. Where's it at?
I don't want to like break any symbols.
Like a. No, we're not gonna break anything down. We have like a little pulley, like a little cart that we can just load it on.
It just goes on wholesale or what?
Like take different.
I'm not gonna touch anything until I'm told. Who's playing it? What? Who's playing it?
They said somebody was doing something. I know they were talking about like soon they're gonna have the like strings for here.
Strings.
Yeah, like man, how do you get it?
have good balance, bro. What the heck?
It's because that's how I tie my shoes all the time.
What the heck? This is like weak leg, and this is like tough leg. Wait, she didn't tell us.
She told us to come out here.
I got my OBS. I got my OBS recorder, boys. I got it.
I needed you so bad.
That was good. I like that very much.
I'm not sure why they put my first name in there. Like I never go by Brian except for like.
These are the automatic names. That's so cool. Automatic names. That's why I want to pour in here.
Hey Caleb, you're gonna start having to pull off some jazz tunes in lessons, I guess. Good news.
Hey, we did it.
Yeah. Who?
Right?
That was all recording. That was not me. It was actually pre-recorded.
Tracks, man. Still in working musician. For years. Lights off and stuff, but I think we're gonna clean up tomorrow. I mean, I don't see anything good.
Maybe the key
I said the more the
Yeah, absolutely.
He's outside with it.
Right? Jazz violin, whatever.
Jazz violin.
Bum, bum,
Okay, your mama's chest hair.
I told him one thing.
There's some more back here.
Okay, well, you'll be